Hey, here's a warning. In this video, I will not be censoring my words. We are talking about a serious subject. Therefore, I will talk about it with the utmost respect it deserves. So, when I say the word pedophile, I'm not going to say PDF file. If you don't like that, then die. So recently I've been seeing posts again and again and again bringing up the sort of problematic, in quotes, relationship between Gordon Freeman and Alyx Vance in Half-Life 2 and the episodes. Now, before I get into why it's considered problematic, I'd like to mention that the main reason I'm making this video is that a year or two ago, I was informed that some of my Half-Life artist friends that often draw art of a nice relationship of Alyx and Gordon got harassed off of, you guessed it, Tumblr by some HLVR AI fans who seem to misunderstand Half-Life, which is not too surprising. And what did they misunderstand about Half-Life? Well, they think that the idea that Gordon could be into Alyx in any way, shape, or form would make him a pedophile. Now, if you want a straightforward answer and you don't even care about the context or lore, you just want to know if this is true or not, is Gordon a pedophile? No, absolutely not. Now, you could say, oh, well, that was just a few years ago. It's in your head, rent-free. Well, yeah, maybe it is, but those were my friends. And people keep bringing it up. Not the exact same way, but some people, even those that are not fans of HLVR AI and may have a pretty good understanding of Half-Life, still question it. So, I'm here to set the record straight, to have a video that you can just send to anyone who goes, isn't it a bit weird that this, and this? Okay, you can send them this. So the reason that they think Gordon is a pedophile is because during the time of Half-Life 1, Alyx would have been really young. And when I say really young, I mean like a child. And in Half-Life 2, technically, he'd be, if we're just going by how much time has passed, he'd be more than double her age. Now, if that was the only context we had, I would probably agree with them. However, one thing to note is that Gordon was put in stasis for 20 years. So, mentally and physically, despite the fact that 20 years has passed, he is still 27 years old. And Alyx in Half-Life 2 is 24. So, not only is the age gap only by about 3 years in Half-Life 2, she is also a full-grown adult and 4 years older than the drinking age in the United States. So she is well above the age of consent by this point. Now, there's the other argument that Gordon should probably be a little uncomfortable with the situation because supposedly he could remember Alyx because at some point she was in Black Mesa, because G-Man stated that he plucked her out of Black Mesa in episode 2. However, we never see her in Half-Life 1, and also she gives a line You probably don't remember me, though. So in that case, you can kind of go, well, yeah, that's a little bit weird if he does remember her at that age.
But that is making a lot of assumptions that we just don't know for sure.
Now, some people also like to bring up how weird it is that Eli and Barney could be encouraging this relationship, well, especially Eli, could be encouraging this relationship between Alyx and Gordon, considering they know, or at least maybe suspect, that Gordon's like 47 years old. But I'd like to mention that at least for Eli is aware of the G-Man. He brings up the fact that Gordon looks really young, and he's also aware that Gordon and G-Man know each other. So I think, even though it's not explicitly stated, that Eli knows that Gordon has been in stasis for 20 years. Because why else was he completely gone for 20 years? He comes back and he looks almost identical to how he did in Half-Life 1, except maybe missing a ponytail. And to give Eli some credit, with all that's going on in the world during the time of Half-Life 2 and the episodes,
If we compare the two, Gordon and the average human male, do they have a small age gap timeline-wise? Are they roughly around her age physically and mentally? Are they well educated? Are they employed? Are they combat trained? Is she attracted to them? Does Eli know them well? Have either of them saved her life multiple times? Now, if you look at this chart and really think hard about it, the person Eli would probably prefer to date someone like Alyx, his daughter, is probably not going to be this guy.
and if he's aware that Gordon hasn't aged a bit, that would be like a better scenario. Oh, one thing I'd like to mention is that people keep thinking the baby picture in Gordon's locker is Alyx, which there's nothing that ever pointed to that. It's actually really weird and uncomfortable to bring that up because that's like the daughter of like two Valve devs at the time of Half-Life 1, but also the fact that Mark Laidlaw himself said that the baby could be one of Gordon's relatives, like a niece. So not only does that point to it not being Alyx, but also that the baby could be someone completely different, actually related to Gordon. But more than that, it's really just an Easter egg and has nothing to do with the Half-Life lore. But the main thing that people forget is that all of the canon attraction, as far as Gordon and Alyx goes, is one-sided, and it's Alyx's attraction to Gordon that she does throughout the entire game. And on top of that, Gordon is a blank slate character, so whatever his thoughts are, whatever he says, if he were to say anything, whatever he believes, that's completely up to the player. That's how Valve wrote him. That's why he doesn't speak in the games, is so that the player can be in his shoes. So what that means is that if you think Gordon is attracted to Alyx and reciprocates that attraction to her, and you also think he's a pedophile, that makes you a pedophile. Because you're projecting onto him. Yeah, I got you! I got you! I got